Hi Gaurang, let's get in your takes as well. And what's your high risk and low risk idea for today?
Well, the low risk ideas are in form of pharma and FMCG, if you will. And our sense on the markets, Varun, is that we have the curtain raiser for the second quarter earnings. I believe TCS will comes out with numbers post market, and then you'll have Wipro, Infosys, and for the next maybe about 25, 30 odd days, you'll have all the others announcing their second quarter numbers. And if you have to reflect upon the commentary of some of the company stroke management sectorially, then the view is that second quarter should have a much better color compared to what we have seen in the first quarter, and this should possibly help the market to tide over that earlier hurdle that we saw of somewhere close to about 11,780 or 11,800, where we went and we came off quite a bit. So our view is that possibly by end of October you might be moving towards 12,000 on the Nifty spot if everything goes well. Secondly, you have the monetary policy, and of course, you have the hearing from the Honorable Supreme Court as far as the interest on interest clarity is concerned. I hope we have the clear cut verdict over there. So maybe for the next couple of days, you may have some amount of profit booking, but all this should be looked as buying opportunity. And with that view, first stock is from the pharma universe. These are low risk ideas, fundamentally long term, 1 year, 1.5 year plus. So please bear that in mind. So Biocon is the stock. We in fact revisited this stock. I have spoken about this stock on this show itself. We have raised our targets to maybe about 550 on fallback of various launches that are likely to happen and the improvement in earnings. 550 should be the target on Biocon. And the second one is from in form of Marico. Reasonably lower, raw material prices. Strong brands like Parachute, along with other power brands, should help the earnings of this company. And on Marico, our long-term target stands at about 450. So these both are long-term ideas, and my humble request to your viewers, investors is that don't go and put all your money at one time. Start with a small amount, and on corrections, go on adding to the stock.
Okay, thanks for that, Gaurang. Kunal, coming back to you, what are your high risk and low risk ideas for today?
So, Varun, two stocks which I would want to recommend, one buy and one sell. The first one, I'll term it as more of a low risk trade or low risk idea. It's about Tata Power. Now, it's a very interesting chart over the last 6 months. The stock has gone through a stupendous recovery from 32 levels to 64. From 64, the stock came back to completing a mean reversion by touching those 50 levels as well, and now it's making a comeback again. So I think these are classical signs of trend where you see the first move being very strong and then a bit of a pause. I believe that this should be a stock which could see some substantial upside from current levels. Would suggest a buy on Tata Power, targets of 60 plus, and stop loss could be kept at 53 and a half. And the second would be a sell call. It's a sell on Shriram Transport. Now, as I was indicating that many of these financial services name, they could go through a bit of a grind. Shriram Transport in the last 1 week, 2 weeks, where many of the stocks in the markets recovered, the stock failed to break even above their 50-day moving average, and I think that's one sign of weakness. So today you're seeing the stock falling down, but I think overall the last 4-5 days the stock had been an underperformer. So would suggest a sell on Shriram Transport. Would term this as a high risk trade. Targets to be kept at 600 and stop us at 652.